Hannu Huuska is a bright actor and director, discussing with Marja with about discipline. They share year in ballet learning commitment. Let's listen what Hannu's message is about commitment. What does it mean in the time when everything is quick fix and instant? Welcome, Hannu.
Summers come and summers go. This one's very special though. Let go of what you think you know, and you can put a kiss upon a toe.
Hello, Marja.
Hey, Lisa and Rikas from London. We have an exciting guest today. Hannu, are you
Yes,
there?
yes,
This is your old
Hannu is
hometown, London
there.
calling. Woohoo. Oh, there you are. How are you?
Hannu.
Regards from Helsinki.
Yes, lovely to see you. Well, you know, all those years, a few words about Hannu. We really shared years in a very, very old-fashioned Vakanova Russian ballet. As I wouldn't say maybe school, but Kari Kannakoski was our teacher. I was a young girl, I was only 9 years of age, and I was always admiring you. You were the beautiful star, and you never changed ever since your career really took off. But we didn't know that we were in a moral school. We only now, when we met after so many years, where I lived here in London now, 35 years, and you are now in Helsinki, but we went back to the ballet and we thought, what offered a Russian ballet school for us? Neither of us became fully ballet dancers, so I work with the body work, and of course you become you primarily worked in the theater in many different ways. But tell me, what do you remember that time, and how did it change you? And what do you think the discipline really means on the times like this?
It was very important because I was young as well, and it shaped my life. I must say, the way you had to repeat things to learn it. There was no way to learn it by thinking. You just had to do it, not clinger, to do it. And he was very strict teacher, but he was very warm. And I think that, I understood that already, that to get something, you always have to pay the price. And that is, I think, what is the problem today, because people wanted everything ready and so easily. It's not possible, because that kind of thing, what you get easily, it hasn't got the depth. You have to work for it. You have to fight for it. And that's why I think the most important for any artist on the stage, singer, actor, dancer, the most important is the strong want. Strong want and self-confidence. But the self-confidence doesn't mean that you're satisfied with yourself. But your self-confidence must be so strong that you can face the fact that you are not good.
So basically, I learned a new word yesterday, which I loved.
Yes.
It was called self-structure. That when you are in a ballet, it structures you, your
right.
self, and weren't we lucky that we were with Kari? I mean, I think about and you reminded me when he said that basically, if you are gifted, it is your duty to
Work
train
more. Yeah. And work more. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think, because everyone wants to have a wonderful life. and it looks so fantastic or something. And when you said that the wonderful life is that struggle to get something, because it's the only thing when you get something that has meaning, and I think we were quite lucky that he really pushed us. Didn't
Yes,
he? He
yes.
never let us go easy.
And
Yeah.
he gave the kind of feeling that he trusted us as well. That you always felt when he was teaching that he gave the feeling that he thinks that he's not wasting his time. And that's worth it to teach.
As you said, he cares. And you mentioned this, you can never be satisfied with yourself, but I suppose you mean that it's the frustration which is the motor, which is the gold dust for our motor to move on. If we are satisfied, there is nothing to aim for.
No, if you are satisfied, it's finished.
Could it be that, and this is where we are struggling in the days like this, because it's an instant satisfaction what we are looking for, and we want instant fame. We want to be famous.
No, there is not instant fame. It can last for a year or two. That if you want to work for 60, 70 years, then you have to have the basic technique, the basic training on every field, and that's why I think very much in the world now. I can't say in every country because I don't know that, but in the countries I know, the respect of the artists have sort of gone down, unfortunately, and it's because everyone is artist today. Every person who is singing, they are professional singer. Everyone who is rolling on the floor, they are professional dancers. And everyone who is sort of doing first time soap opera, they are professional actors. No wonder that we are not respected. You have to have a long training in life and in technique, and you have a lot to say inside of you.
But I wonder, Hannu, could it be a lack of a venue to express yourself and roles getting so unclear that people are looking for outlets? And that's why they want to express themselves somewhere or somehow. And that's why everybody is a singer, because you can work online as decide like this show.
Yes.
To be honest, let's
but
face it, I am not a professional showkeeper. And what an honor to have you here as my guest.
But I think it's terribly sad if people, they have their dream, great, and it's wasted because they don't work. It's wasted in 2 years because it should be a lifetime dream. You're born to these professions. It's difficult to stop because you still want to work because you have so much to say to other people, especially as we talked before. That it is so important to get people understand different people, and people accept different people, and that's why I have worked in every part I've done. I have always tried to put something of that kind of, to make life and work a little bit better.
So you're basically saying that you waited for one role, Mika Valtteri and Jinsky, you waited for 13, 15 years before you were ready to get the role. And you said that basically if you're a really true actor, you don't anymore act when you're on the stage.
Yes, I was waiting and for it. Nijinsky I was for 13 years. And then the National Ballet took it and I did the lead. I was very happy. And then 15 years I fighted and worked for Aknaton, the Fara Aknaton by Mika Valtteri. And that was my 30 years anniversary performance with Starcast. It was wonderful to do it. I was very grateful. Finally, that when it came, it was, they are two of my best parts I've done in 60 years on the stage. But you know, when you wait and fight for it, it gets closer. It gets so close that in the end you are bursting that I have to get it. I have to do it. And then when you can do it, oh, it's wonderful to be on the stage because it is you, or you are it. You don't have to act.
And it's also, as you said, the message what they present is so important to you that you want to say through that role what the real message of that whole play has been. And that's when you said a wonderful thing. Let me just say it because I think it's so valuable that we don't lose it. It's like a jewelry. I want to share it to everybody because you said that the only thing theatre really is responsible is to show something good in the world.
Yes, it has to. When people go to the theatre, the audience, they have come out thinking differently. You have to make the change in their thoughts. That's your business on the stage. And you know, it's there is an old saying that you don't show the temple standing on the door and hide to make the people don't see the temple. What you say is much more important. Who is saying it? And you know, if you go there just to show yourself, it's terribly outer. And I think it's just terrible to see actors who are satisfied with themselves and poor people pay for it. It's crime.
Oh gosh. But anyway, Hannu, what you're saying is now because everything has to be so commercial. So we are more, there's a huge difference with theatre and entertaining, isn't there? And I'm sure the old school artists like yourself, I suppose this dialogue is going on in everywhere, isn't it?
Yes, but entertainment is wonderful and it's terribly difficult as well. But you have to have a different training, and you have to have different people for that. You know, but actors who go 5 years the drama school, that is one of the most expensive trainings for the taxpayers. When they then do the cheap entertainment, that I think it's wrong. I don't mean bad with cheap entertainment. And, you know, there are wonderful entertainment, entertainers, but you know, they are two different things. I think different people should do it. You ruin your life as a serious actor if you go to all kinds of. We have all kinds of horrible things in Finland, in television, and you just feel ashamed for those poor people but they have to do it for money, I think. I never had
So there's a lot of questions, but basically what you're saying is that in the way you are encouraging people to commit, you are encouraging people to discipline themselves because it gives them a self-worth. And we spoke about my work is mainly with what we call ordinary people. They're not ordinary, no way. But you said you kind of live.
Student. Yeah. I've been your student, I know.
But I think what an honor that is too. But I think what you said so beautifully, that by teaching them any kind of skills of expression, using their bodies, embodying their lives, make people more empathetic. So in a way, we all need these skills in our everyday life that could be also creative. And I think you said it just so beautifully.
Yes, but very much so, because if you think that you come to the group once a week, twice a week, as a after work, of course the teacher has to respect those people. You teach them differently than the professionals. But you know, first they learn to know themselves, Hopefully it's your job to help them. And when they know all the possibilities in themselves, even some negative things, they start to understand other people better. And they understand that, my God, we are not so different. We all have sometimes we sort of, I have certain characteristics more stronger than those one, that all those possibilities, we all have I never played a role that I really, in 60 years, that I haven't thought that I could be that person. I have played an alcoholic. And when I played that, I said, I could never say that I would not be alcoholic. I played a schizophrenic. Wonderful part. And after that, I said, I can never say that I wouldn't be schizophrenic. You sort of, you learn to know. And as it's the same thing, if you're not in profession, you do those things. You learn to understand.
So could it be like, looking back in your life, that it is more like everyone has an important role which is meaningful in our society, and some kind of dedicate themselves to do the jobs where they can't express themselves. They have to be in front of computers and do all that, and then it's like your role and is to help them to become humans again, remember who they are. So we kind of need to see where we are with our roles, and thank God for the people who are willing to do all sorts of, all of us are needed in this society. And I think that's what I am now learning more and more, that what an honor is to work with anyone. And back to the question that when you said about that there is all sorts of actors, and maybe that is just the need to express yourself. Maybe there is not enough listening. If no one listens, then you have to perform to somewhere.
Yes.
If people don't listen to each other, and you said about I don't know, but do they know how to run the dialogues anymore? Because to run a dialogue, you have to have the ability to go behind the person and kind of think, how is she? Well, in your normal life even. But you always said that theatre is a dialogue.
In normal life, it is what I think is so sad. What makes its understanding and all this so much more narrow, because we are coming back to the time that people take themselves terribly seriously. There is no place for humor. There is no place, they get always insulted if you say, you can't say certain words anymore. I think it's stupid. I went to the in Finland, it's a taboo. I went to the alcohol shop to get some wine a few days ago. And I went in and I said, God bless this wonderful shop. And no one laughed. They were just,
oh my God.
I thought that, my God, have I done a sort of very bad joke?
Yeah.
When I did that in 80s in Munkkiniemi, I got applause. Yeah. But people are sort of so, you can't do anything anymore.
Full of themselves. Yeah. Yes. There is I can so relate to that, because yes, it is so it's not anymore what you offer as an actor, is also their ability to be in a frame of work, to enjoy it fully, and being able to. So the theatre is also demanding for the audience. So maybe, hey Lisa, I think maybe we do the work that if people can feel a little bit more themselves, they can enjoy people like Hannu. I don't know, but maybe they have to have pre-training before they come to theatre, that they open up their mind a bit and they are a bit more emotionally capable. I don't know. I mean, these are of course very short time when we have time to think about this.
Yes, but, I think it is like me. It is. I told your assistants here that I understand that with me it is now getting to sort of the back wall is near, because sort of I played 18, 19 huge part by Hercule Poirot. It was wonderful success. And
Wow.
then came Corona. And, you know, at my age, 73, it's quite sure that, you know, when there are so many young people now and people are waiting and there are performances not to be performed. So I won't have much work anymore. But you can imagine that I was called yesterday. That they asked me that, my old agent asked me that, well, could you do the commercial? I have done some commercial. Could you do it? What should I do? You should be penguin. And I said that, let me think. If I finish my career playing penguin in commercial, I know moral. Suicide is better.
Hannu.
So you have style.
That's how, you know, sic transit gloria mundi. So
well, you have such an amazing career. You met such amazing people. Your book is like wow. You left an imprint in London the time you were here. You left an imprint on me. You have touched so many people in Finland. You have also lifted your colleagues, telling about their life story and what we can learn from them, Tarmo Manni and Kylikki Forssell and so on. So I think, you know, it shows your greatness, and of course you kind of brought me my background, and you lifted that value of that, which I kind of forgot, and which it shows again that sharing gives us more. It brought my childhood back, and I feel very Vakanovish, old ballet school trained, and maybe forgive my students at Gleis and everybody will forgive me my huge discipline, but let's enjoy it. And you were thinking maybe to come to London, and but before that you had Lisa. Sorry, I was interrupting you.
Yes,
Please.
Hannu, we heard a great poem before this broadcast. Would you introduce it now?
Yes, but I won't do that poem because it is in Finnish. But you know, I want to say few lines from when Hamlet talks to the actors, because my friends at the drama school, at the drama center, when we were there together, they sometimes laughed my English. It wasn't very good, and you know, once two short stories. Once I had to sing, "Dear Lucy, she sits at her father's door," and I was singing, "Dear Lucy, she sits at her father's door." I didn't know what they were laughing. And then, well, they always said, one rehearsal, I was, for some reason, a little bit angry. I came late to the rehearsal. I had rose in my mouth and I said, "Fuck the hell." And they said, "Hannu, it's fucking hell." They corrected me very often. And then that's one little thing. Then they had sort of wonderful, I loved, it was that time in England, biscuits got lemon puffs. And you know, and I said in the restaurant, in the theater restaurant, to the person who went into the shop, they said, "Bring me some lemon puffs too."
That's it. Well, I know the feeling.
And that's why I want to say this now to my English wonderful friends from the drama center. Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, drippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of our players do, I had as lief the town crier spoke my lines. Lines. Do not saw the air too much with the hands thus, but use all gently to the very torrent tempest. You must acquire and get a You must acquire and pick a temperance that make it smoothness. Oh, I have seen players play and do them badly.
Oh,
Love to
thank
I
you.
love to England.
Oh, will
use
you
horrible
please
now.
come to ballet class with me? We go to dance works together, shall we? That would
Yes,
be
but
wonderful.
there is one danger. I
You know.
go grand plie down, but I never
Mhm.
get up.
Oh, well, Lisa, we may could help because I worked ever since we met the last 40 years because I never did my
Yes,
pirouettes, in a ballet class. You went all beautifully the pirouettes and I went to the other side. So it was my hips. So maybe it's my
yes,
time to contribute you something
yes,
nice and we do a little prick class before that. And I think
yes.
you will come beautifully up from your Grand Prix.
Ah,
Hannu, thank you so much. What an honor to
thank
all of us and really looking forward to see you. 50 years ago, you were the first Finnish actor who get into the drama school in London. So
yes.
congratulations
It
for that.
was wonderful. And same year I got the place at the National Theatre in Helsinki. I started.
Excellent, excellent.
And I've been working for
Thank
6
you.
years on the stage. But thank you that you remembered me. It's wonderful.
Oh, we'll never forget you, and
No,
this is just the beginning. Bye.
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 Summers come and summers go. This one's very special though. Let go of what you think you know, and you can put it